But you deserve to know this before you signed up with Fidelity or any other account out there, because this is happening beyond Fidelity. I'm going to break down what's happening, why it happens, and more importantly, how to protect yourself before it even becomes your problem. So think about your current checking account for a second. Are you paying a monthly fee? Probably. Getting charged every time you use a random ATM? Almost definitely. Now, earning interest on the cash just sitting in your checking, you're probably not earning much. Now, Fidelity basically flipped all of that. They don't have any fees, ATM reimbursements anywhere in the world, and your cash actually earns something while it sits there. And it's not some random startup that you never heard of. Fidelity has been around since 1946. That's older than most of our parents. So, for first generation wealth builders like yourself who are finally taking their money and banking seriously, this account generally looks like an upgrade. And honestly, for a lot of people, it is. But there's one thing that you need to be aware of, and that's exactly what we're going to be covering today. So, this right here is straight from the website on their cash management account. Currently, they're offering basically 3.3% for their money market fund at SPAXX and 1.84% for the FDIC insured deposit sweep program. Now, if you want to dive deeper into these two options or the cash management account itself, after this video, you go and watch the other one where I covered this in depth. So, with that being said, here's a couple of course, features from the website on their cash management account. Now, this is the part that nobody puts in the commercials, the marketing. Real people, viewers just like you, have been leaving comments in my videos saying that transfers have taken over 2 weeks to clear, sometimes even 3 weeks. Now, 2 weeks sounds like no big deal until you're the one waiting. So I want you to imagine this. You just move a few $1,000s into your new Fidelity account, excited to start fresh. Then your landlord texts you about rent, or your car breaks down, or a limited investment opportunity shows up, and your money is just frozen in transit, right? It gets stuck. Not gone, not stolen, just sitting there. And here's what I want you to understand. This happens at banks and fintechs across the board. I've called the bank about this myself. I talked to a fintech executive in the past who explained the whole thing. And what I learned is that once you understand why it happens, it stops feeling random and it actually starts feeling preventable. This is actually one of the comments that I found in one of my recent videos. So let's think about this. And if a total stranger knocked on your door tonight and said, "Hey, can I borrow 500 bucks?" You would pause, right? Even if they seem totally normal because you have zero history with that person. There's no trust build up yet. Now, banks, as somebody who also used to work at a bank, they work the exact same way. When a brand new account suddenly starts moving money, especially a bigger amount, the system itself pauses and asks questions. Is this person who they say they are? Is this transfer going anywhere they know? Does this feel normal for this account? Now, the pause is not the bank being difficult. It's actually the bank doing its job. It's protecting you from the fraud, from mistakes, from bad actors. Now, the problem is that nobody explains that to you when you open the account. So, when it happens, it just feels like a wall. But here's the thing, once you know what triggers that wall or what could trigger that wall, you can walk right around it. Now, I want to share something with you from a conversation that I had with the bank I reached out to and the fintech executive I mentioned earlier. The system is built to protect you before it even knows who you are. So think about that for a second. The algorithm doesn't know if you're a careful, responsible person making a planned transfer. It just sees a new account moving a large amount and does what it's programmed to do. It pumps the brakes. Trigger one is about authorization. Is this money going somewhere you actually know? Trigger two is this activity unusual? Perhaps it is a new account plus a large or frequent movement equals an automatic red flag. And here's the kicker. Once you're flagged, you usually have to call in, explain yourself, and wait for a human to review it. Now, most people don't know that's even an option, but knowing it changes everything, and I'll show you exactly how to use it. Okay, so now that we understand the risk of your money getting stuck in transit, I want to focus now on the potential solutions and the mitigations so you don't end up frustrating, stressed, and overall annoyed. Now, there's three steps that most people skip entirely. Now, before you transfer a large amount into a new account, pick up the phone. You literally just say, "Hey, I'm a new account holder. I'm planning to move around a next number of dollars from one bank to this one. It's going to happen on this day. And I wanted to give you guys the heads up." That's it. What you just did, put a human note on your file, And when the algorithm sees the transfer come through, there's context attached to it. It's not a mysterious large movement from a brand new account anymore. It's actually planned, communicated, and intentional transfer. So think of it like calling your building manager before your moving truck shows up. There's no surprise, no alarm, just a smooth handoff. Now, of course, does it guarantee zero delays and that it will never happen? No, but it dramatically reduces your risk. And that 5 minute call is the difference between confidence and 2 weeks of stress. Now, I want to be fair, of course, because a Fidelity cash management account is generally a strong account for the right person. If you already have a brokerage account or a retirement account with Fidelity, adding a cash management account is almost a no brainer. You're checking your investment, your retirement, all in one place, all connected. It's clean, simple, and very powerful. If you travel a lot, maybe a few times a year, those ATM reimbursements add up faster than you think. And most ATMs charge $2 to $5 per withdrawal. And if you're somebody who's building long term, setting up systems, not just reacting, this account is designed to grow with you. Okay, this is where the mismatch usually happens. People see the benefits, they get excited, and they open the account without checking if it matches their actual life right now. If you're moving money around frequently, paying bills from multiple places, transferring between accounts regularly, a brand new account with potential hold risk is going to create a little bit of friction that you don't need. And if your budget is tight month to month, even a short unexpected hold can throw everything off. Rent, utilities, groceries, none of that cares about your bank's verification timeline. That's not a knock on you or the bank, that's just reality. The right account should work with your life, not against it. All right, so this slide is here because I've seen the panic in the comments and I wanted to put it to rest permanently. When a transfer gets held, people's minds go straight to the worst place. Something's wrong. I got scammed. My money's gone. Think of it like a package that says out for delivery, but got stuck at the local distribution center. It's not lost, it's just waiting for one checkpoint before it moves. Holds are standard, normal, completely expected as part of how the banking systems work. Now, the bank is not punishing you, the algorithm is not targeting you, it's doing its job. And here's the part that should actually make you feel a little better. If you call during the hold and explain the transfer, a representative can often escalate the review and get things moving sooner than later. Not always, of course, but often enough that it's always worth trying to contact and talk to somebody. And with that being said, here is your cheat sheet. Three things to walk away with from this video. Number one is that the Fidelity cash management account, it has real strengths. It's got no fees, ATM reimbursements, and of course, you get access to Fidelity's investment platform and a trusted name with decades of history behind it. Second, the risk is real as well. Transfer holds happen, especially on new accounts, and some people have waited for over 2 weeks. That's not a rumor, that's from actual comments from people who share their experiences and who watch this channel. And third, the fix or the mitigation in this case is simple. Call ahead, tell them what's coming, give the system a reason to trust you before the money moves, and that's it. You now have something most people only get after the frustration already hit them. So, if you are interested in other high interest alternatives to Fidelity, when it comes to high yield savings accounts, I'm actually going to leave my top recommendations in the description of this video. They are FDIC insured, they give you high interest rates, and even there's a $400 bonus. If you are interested in learning more, there's going to be a link in the description of this video.